Hey, I am TC, your girlfriend, not girlfriend, and the most honest F buddy you've never had. Today's topic, friends with benefits with age gaps. Is it possible? Let's get into it. Technically, anything is possible, right? So yes, of course, you can have a 20-year-old with a 40-year-old guy. Creepy? I think so. But whatever. I don't want to say no judgment, kind of judgment, just slight judgment. All right. So yes, it's possible. Of course, anything is possible. And it's possible that there can be a successful friends with benefits relationship with that type of age gap. 10 years, 20 years, any other thing, keep on going. But although it's possible and there are successful outcomes, I don't think there's a high chance that it'll be a successful one. And here's why. Don't kill me. Before I start, I want to preference this with these are all my opinions, as this whole channel is full of my opinions, most of them coming from experience, this one not particularly coming from experience, but coming from what I've seen. In my opinion, men like to manipulate, and age gaps provide easier terrain to do that. A guy is already in just regular dating. He's trying to get the female to do something that he wants her to do. And that being, let's just say that goal here is sex, right? Guys, even in like high school, young ages, guys are making a great effort to manipulate females, not always super negatively, but they're trying to manipulate females into doing what they want them to do and also behaving how they want them to behave. Look at some of the things in society, like shaming females for being promiscuous or just sexually explorative. We have the double standard of females should have a lower body count than males do. Why is that? A part of that is males manipulating females into feeding into their ego so that they don't have to feel in competition with other men that she has been involved with. That's very basic level and one example, but I'm just setting the stage for my argument here. Males tend to be more manipulative. And if there's an age gap, it makes that manipulation easier, especially if it's like she's in her early 20s or something. Her brain is not fully developed in decision making and things like that, emotional intelligence. And these are things that are important for a relationship as nuanced as a friends with benefits relationship. Because the rules, as I've talked about in previous videos, the rules are made up as you go and as you experience. And also, it is very easy to get emotionally attached to a person that you are feeling good around, sharing in great sex with, experiencing great things in life with, developing a true friendship with. If a guy is already older than a female and they have these experiences and they're able to provide these experiences to a female who may have never had these in her life, there's a great chance that she is going to misunderstand the assignment and feel like they may be entering into a space that they are not. And she may be more likely to get attached to him way faster than he is even able, willing, or considering getting attached to her. Additionally, females more naturally, and not that this is always the case because I am a contradiction to what I'm about to say, but females are more likely to get emotionally involved in general when there's not this huge age gap that's there. So when you add on top of females' proclivity to become emotionally attached when she shouldn't be, let's say in these type of situations, then you add on top of that a lack of emotional intelligence just due to age. And then you add the things that he's telling her and doing to really make it seem like that, because that makes the situation more fun and robust for him. The female is at high risk of being hurt because he does not enter that same space that she has entered into. As women get older, they become more emotionally stable. And with a woman being more emotionally stable, she's going to be better equipped to regulate her emotions through a pretty positive, healthy, and fun friends with benefits relationship. Now, when she's dealing with a younger guy, and this is from experience, he is dealing with a female that is more emotionally stable. She's not acting clingy. She's not trying to take the relationship anywhere that they do not agree upon. There is a natural gravitation to the things you can't have or the things you feel like you can't have. So as she's probably whining and dining him, and what I mean by that is she is maybe cooking and being a positive influence in his life. They're traveling together, they're doing things together, they're having fun, they're having great sex. He runs the risk of thinking she wants more than she actually does and feeling like they are able to enter into a relationship, and he starts getting more emotionally attached than she does. Now, of course, this can happen when they are around the same age and there's not this huge age gap, but when there is this huge age gap, there leaves room for going back to this ugly word, manipulation. An older female is more stable in her emotions, but she wants to feel certain energy from him, so she does certain things to pull that out of him. And he is, to a degree, an innocent bystander, because he's just going along thinking he's having a great time and they're sharing in this great time, not really noticing the things that she's intentionally doing to get certain energy and emotions from him because they make her feel good. I'm not saying this is always the case. I'm not saying that the previous statement that I made is always the case, but these are things that you run high risk of just because there are gaps in interpersonal intelligence, emotional intelligence, and higher levels of calculation when you are more in control, because that's what that is what it comes down to. When you are more in control of a situation, intelligence allows for more mental control over oneself and others. And this last one is for young people. I'm a young person. I know I sound like an old person saying that, but for the person on the younger side of the friends with benefits relationship, young people tend to make poor decisions when it comes to establishing honesty and trust. They tend to play more games, or they tend to try to play more games, right? They're doing immature things like trying to make the other person jealous, or trying to make the other person feel some type of way, or trying to, or not even trying to, but just behaving with no forward thought or consideration of the other person. And this is when the person on the older end of the friends with benefits relationship runs the risk of being hurt or taken advantage of or being frustrated, being in a situation where they are not having fun. Younger people playing games with each other is annoying enough. But for an older person that is more like, I'm just here for the fun, I'm just trying to have a good time, I'm trying to show you a good time, it can get really frustrating when you're dealing with a person that cannot behave maturely. It's really annoying. It's like, why? Why are we doing this? Why are you doing that? Why can't we just like have a great time? What is wrong with you? I'm not saying that this is always the case, but this is something that a person on the older side of the FWB situation runs the risk of when dealing with a younger person. That younger person is on playtime. They still are considering a lot of options. They still have a lot of time. They still are not taking things as seriously, or doesn't even have the emotional intelligence to conduct themselves properly in a friends with benefits relationship, because this is a fly by your coattail kind of situation. Rules are made up on the go. There's little clear line in the sand of what is wrong and what is right, guiding them to making better decisions for the friends with benefits relationship. So my whole point with all of this is, for different reasons, the gap poses as a frustrating problem in an already complex relationship. So for me personally, I wouldn't complicate it with adding something like an age gap to the dynamic, but you can if you like. And I would advise you watching some of my other videos on red flags and noticing certain things within the friends with benefits relationship that will keep you more in the know as you're navigating a friends with benefits relationship with an age gap, because you've added another complexity to a friends with benefits relationship. Well, that about does it, guys, for my heavily opinionated thoughts on friends with benefits age gaps and whether they're possible or not. As I said before, of course they're possible. I just would advise against them, but that is up to you and what you like and your preferences. And I do wish you the best. And this channel has advice for not the young or the old, but for the all. So I'm rooting for you if that is your decision. Of course, if you have any further questions, I can't really give any personal experience on this, or at least my personal experience on this. But if you have any questions, I am more than open to pontificate on the topic if that's what you'd like. But as always, guys, until next time, be free, have fun, be safe, and enjoy.